Have you ever loved someone who wasn't ready? Someone who felt close, but never really stayed? Who said the right things but never truly showed up? Loving someone like that is like building a home on shifting ground. No matter how beautiful your intentions are, eventually everything cracks. Still, you tried. You waited. You gave everything. Even the parts of yourself you didn't know you could give. But what happens when love becomes a one-person effort? When the relationship feels more like a monologue than a dialogue? When unanswered texts hurt more than goodbye ever could? This video is a space. Pause. To breathe. To remember who you are, after pouring so much of yourself into someone who wasn't really there. Loving without reciprocity is a quiet kind of exhaustion. You show up with care. You stay patient. You rationalize their distance. You say, they're going through a lot, or they've been hurt before, or they just need time. And maybe all of that is true. But while they're lost in their own world, you're slowly losing yourself. The hardest part, you start questioning your worth. You ask if you're asking for too much, when really you're asking for the bare minimum. Be seen, to be chosen, feel safe. Sometimes what keeps us stuck isn't love, it's the almost, the maybes, the mixed signals, the tiny moments that felt like hope. Just enough to keep you holding on. You convince yourself that if you just wait a little longer, love will finally arrive. That if you love hard enough, quietly enough, patiently enough, they'll choose you, they'll stay. But while you're holding space for them, who's holding space for you? The truth. You can't carry a connection on your own. Love isn't supposed to feel like proving yourself over and over. And someone who's only half present will eventually leave you fully empty. What no one tells you is that you're not weak for feeling this. You're not too much. You're just someone who loved deeply, even when the other person couldn't meet you there. And that says more about your strength than your flaw. Understanding someone's pain doesn't mean you have to stay in yours. You can have compassion for their journey, without turning yourself into collateral damage. Maybe they weren't trying to hurt you. Maybe they were doing the best they could. But their best wasn't enough to meet your needs. And that's okay to admit, because you deserve a love that doesn't confuse you. A love that stays, that notices, that leans in instead of pulling away. You deserve someone who texts back, who asks how your day was, and actually listens, who doesn't make you question your worth every time they go quiet. Someone who doesn't love you in pieces, but in full. And it starts with a shift, a moment where you say, it wasn't my fault they couldn't show up. I don't have to earn the love I give so freely. I'm not broken. I'm just not meant to settle for half-hearted. Letting go isn't giving up. It's choosing yourself. It's saying, I'm done shrinking for someone else's comfort. It's realizing that waiting for someone to heal while you break, that's not love. That's self-abandonment. You don't have to wait for someone to recognize your value. You can recognize it yourself. And from there, start again. With boundaries, with grace, with a quiet promise. Never again will I love in a way that erases me. So take a breath. Let the silence mean something new. Let it become the space where you hear yourself clearly. Maybe for the first time in a while. And if any part of this video spoke to you, tell me in the comments. What's the hardest part of loving someone who wasn't ready? Or when did you finally choose you? Maybe your words will be exactly what someone else needs to read tonight. Maybe they'll be someone's soft landing. And just know this, you were never hard to love. You just tried to love someone who wasn't ready to be held. Now it's your turn to be held by you completely.